also on the Martin County Difference. If you go to Facebook and you find the Martin County Difference, you'll see it live. And just turn your volume down. But you can start
15 seconds.
Sharing from there. Oh, we're going to be on. Are we live?
Yeah. But
oh, hello everyone. We're on Facebook Live.
50,
yeah, Julia Sansevier, the Martin County Difference. I've got Nestor Torres in the studio tonight. I'm so excited, and some other wonderful people. I'll be telling you about that when we hit the radio waves. 1450 WSTU AM, and go to the internet, WSTUTV.com. And I'll be talking to you again.
The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of WSTU Digital 1450. The opinions expressed are those of the program hosts and guests. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Martin County Difference with your host.
Hi everybody, good evening. It's Julia Sansevier. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Martin County Difference. I'm so excited. I have a very special guest in the studio tonight with me. Hi Frank.
Hey, how are you?
I'm just so excited.
It's been a whole week.
It's been a whole week.
Wow.
And I've been thinking about this night all week long. I have some wonderful guests. I've met some great people through doing this show. But tonight is a really special guest, many guests in the studio tonight. But Nestor Torres is a friend from way back that we didn't even know we were friends because I knew his father.
Wow.
Yeah. His father worked at NBC in New York, and my husband who's here, my wonderful cameraman guru and production consultant, we both worked at the Today Show, and Nestor Sr. was there and got to know him. What a wonderful, delightful man. And so when I went to the ArtsFest this year, I went specifically to see Nestor play, and I just sat in front, Google-eyed, and I was like, went up to him and I said, I knew your father, right? Your dad is Nestor Torres at NBC. He goes, yes.
Yes.
So Nestor is here tonight. Everybody start liking and sharing this so we can spread the word. Nestor is he's a Grammy Award-winning, renowned flautist, and he's going to be at the Lyric Theater this Friday night. I can't wait because I'm going to go. March 31st. And the reason Nestor is on my show is because this show is all about making a difference.
Right.
And Nestor is truly making a difference in our community to make this world a better place for all. He's working with our local high school students of Martin County High and South Fork High and Jensen Beach High, and a few homeschooled students, and they are strings players, the Counter Trio and the Gunter Trio, and the Savage Trio. And he's giving them master classes, hours of incredible instruction, hands-on, the techniques, and we're going to get into more detail about that, but I just want to welcome you. Nestor, welcome.
Delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Because when I met you at ArtsFest, I said, oh, and by the way, I have a radio show, and you were like, oh, you'd like to be on, right?
Yes, of course.
So I said, okay, no problem.
But the really amazing thing is when you mentioned that you worked with my father, that you knew him, and then I just met your husband today, and I'm really, I'm in a very emotional place right now because he brought some wonderful memories and the history and how these 6 degrees of separation are remarkable. But yes, I'm thrilled, and thank you for what you're doing. I mean, I come and go for a moment and spend some time with young folks, but you are here consistently in your show, serving the Martin County community, and for that I thank you.
Oh my
and
goodness!
All of those who are involved in it.
It's my pleasure, and I've got some other wonderful guests in the studio tonight. We have Nancy Turrell. She's the Executive Director of the Arts Council of Martin County. Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Hi. You got to step up.
Hi.
Hi. And Kai Fontaine. She's Executive Director of the Lyric Theater.
Hello.
Hello. And Tom Docherty, our band director from Jensen Beach High School.
Good evening.
Hi. And this is one of your students. Please introduce him.
This is actually Andrew Burke, and he is our student teaching intern, and he is a 4th, 5th year student at Florida State University, and he's finishing his music education degree with us right now.
Okay, so surprise guest, and I didn't know you're beyond high school because I can't tell because everybody looks like they're in grade school to me. Everybody's just getting younger.
Yeah.
So you've been working this afternoon, last night,
and yesterday. Yes.
And yesterday, right? And what is a traditional masterclass session? What does that involve?
What it involves is that a Nestor Torres masterclass is not traditional at all.
Oh, okay.
It's always very unexpected, and maybe Tom, Mr. Docherty, can really give an educator's perspective as what it is that I really do, because I was actually talking to the education coordinator from Lyric Theater. That is her title, Karen Leone.
Oh, yes.
Director of Education.
She's the
Yes.
Director of Education at the theater. I was taking a moment, a very brief pause in between sessions, and I asked Karen, what do you think about my approach? Because I don't have an approach. I have the opportunity to meet with young folks, and there's a goal of some music to be played and performed, and according to what their needs are. You know, I respond to what the students are bringing to the equation, and through my responding to them as to how to make the music happen, I bring some life examples. How should I say? To me, making music is life, and life is music.
Yes.
The way you learn how to play an instrument, and the way that you learn how to perform with other people on stage, is very much the way you have to learn how to live your life. And so making music, learning how to play an instrument is a great way for anyone to develop their character. And the very fact that the Arts Council of Fontaine County and the Lyric Theater have come together to make this possible is truly a testament to their commitment to young people and to this great community. So for me, this is a great privilege.
Wonderful and well said. You know, the 501c3 designation is one of the true reasons I have this show going.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do, that I started as to raise money for Healthy Start Coalition, to help babies be born healthy in Martin County, and they had this big event this past September, which I was invited to be a part of, Dancing with the Stars. Yes, so I had to learn the Latin hustle.
Wow. You know, I never got to learn how to dance disco.
You know,
Much as a Latin hustle. I never got to learn how to dance.
You didn't
That's
miss
really
it.
funny. You didn't
miss anything.
Yeah,
no.
you do a lot of flailing. But the Latin hustle, I did the best I could, the best I did was to raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
I
Good.
did do that for the babies.
Excellent.
And then we went to Cuba recently, and that was an incredible trip of a lifetime. And I saw the real Latin hustle.
The hustlers on the street.
That's
I'm sorry.
Dancing. And I realized that my Texas upbringing was a little bit, probably had the drawl going for the Latin hustle.
Okay.
I wasn't as peppy in my step as I could have been. But it's out there. It's on YouTube, so you can look it up. Julia Sansevier, Dancing with Martin Stars, doing the Latin hustle. But from that, I started this show, and it branched on. When the event was over in September, I was like, well, gee, that was fun. And I have this background at NBC.
Yes, of course.
Broadcasting and performing and producing. So I was like, I think I want to do this all the time, because I was meeting the most wonderful people. Habitat for Humanity, Safe Space, all of these wonderful entities that are helping others. I was like, this is really valuable, and Martin County is different, and that's our little saying, the Martin County difference. So that's how I got the name of the show. It used to have a longer title, The Martin County Difference with Julia Sansevier, Your Dancing Realtor. But that's hard to fit on the marquee. So I just cut it off and put that. And so from that it's evolved into, and then so the Lyric Theater is 501c3. The Martin County the Arts Council of Martin County is 501c3. And your working with them is making a big difference in these young people's lives. And I was blown away when I heard that. I was like, a talented, award-winning musician would take time out of his busy schedule. Your 15 albums you have, I think, at this point?
14.
14.
The 15 is coming out now. It's due on June 30th.
Okay, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
But thank you for taking the time, because there's no better way to learn than from the maestro.
Yes. Well, thank you. I do learn from them too, as well as from the staff and the fellow teachers. It's truly refreshing, and at the same time, it's very intense.
I would say. Well, they put you on the spot, I'm sure.
Very much
But,
so.
there's a good quote on Spotify. It said, if a flute could talk and sing, it would certainly be in the voice of Nestor Torres. I like that, because I did sit back and was mesmerized that day in the ArtsFest. And that was just, I think everybody was entranced. And you just play like crazy.
Yeah, well, I just enjoyed it so much, and because of my relationship with the Lyric Theater, start first with John Lesser and later on with Kai Fontaine, I've been able to come up to Martin County, Stuart, quite a few times, and I'm really very fond of all of you and Well, at least, you know, I haven't lived here for extended periods of time, but every time that I come, I realize it's just a warm, embracing, relaxed atmosphere. But it's not just that. It's even your TJ Maxx's are better here.
Oh my God.
And the Total Wine store, my gosh, you guys is a phenomenal store. I mean, from the ones in Dade County, it's like, oh, you guys leave them in the dust.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a wonderful thing. And most importantly, consistently, we've been involved in this process. I mean, we first started the first incarnation of my coming up to work with students in Stuart and Martin County was the Nestor Torres Education Initiative. And what I can tell you consistently is that the quality of your young people, it's really remarkable, which of course is a reflection of their caretakers in terms of the parents, in terms of the teachers. I mean, yesterday, for example, you know, there were many different unexpected changes, and there was a lot of music that was not there. We needed to print and this, and was what seemed to be a lot of confusion. Those young folks were like, I mean, quiet, chilling. It was just, I mean, very peaceful, very quiet, very respectful.
Very mannered.
That is the key word. And it is genuine respect, not fear imposed. There's no authoritarian tendency. It's just wonderful. All this to say, congratulations to all of you in Martin County. You have a wonderful community here, and that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back. You're welcome when it comes to, yes, my privilege. I'm happy to be with the kids.
Yes.
But I have to confess, it's a bit of a selfish thing too, because I love.
It feels good. Yeah,
Yes,
it feels good. It feels good. And your talents. Oh, look, there's likes and loves. Thanks. Everybody keep liking and hearting this. I'm watching you go across the screen. So thanks, Jane Harness, for liking the Martin County Difference. I'll call your name out if you give me a heart. And so, and we want you to talk to us. And Jane is on. Karen Barnes from Proud Arts Council supporter.
That's right.
You know her, yeah. So thank you for jumping on tonight, and share this with your friends. This is the new media. My husband and I, started NBC.
Yes.
I think this is the new way.
And I'm just learning with you, from you, and I needed to do some sort of a link to my own Nestor Torres fan page on Facebook, but more about that later.
Well, I liked your page, and now you can like my page.
Is there something that you can, like, maybe not like, but like to love?
Yes.
Can
do
you
the
love
look,
the
the
page?
loves
And the
come.
heart.
Oh, the loves are coming. Okay, thank you,
So
Jane
you
Harness.
can like the page and then you
She
can
just
love
did
the
it
page.
again. Thank you, Jane.
You can love the
You can love it. You can like it. You can say shock.
Oh, wow.
And so it's really great. And you
What
have
is this one though?
That's anger. That's if the train goes by and it makes a big rattle noise.
Oh, but they didn't send any.
No, they didn't send any.
Oh.
Look at all the hearts going by.
Well,
Isn't that
thank
nice?
you for your
Yeah, we
hearts.
love Nestor.
Thank you.
And we love the lyric, and we love the Arts Council of Martin County, because they bring good things to life. I would just read a really quick. The Lyric Theater does provide the community with a home for the performing arts that entertains, educates, and stimulates the growth of artistic integrity and experience for everyone. And what they do is made possible from your purchasing of the tickets and your donations. So Auntie Ep, it's time to make a donation, and you can go to their website at lyrictheater.com, and that's R-E, that's the only way to spell it in my world, lyrictheater.com, and like them on Facebook. The Arts Council of Martin County, Nancy Turrell's here, and you can go to martinarts.org. And if you want to know what's happening in arts and culture in Martin County, go there, visit their website. They have a cultural calendar and a Martin Arts monthly email newsletter you can sign up. And they've been around since 1980, been a leader in the arts community. And their mission is to inspire participation. And they have a passion for the arts. I remember the thing they did in the center of the monks. Remember that?
Oh,
mandala.
Mandala.
Yes, that was fascinating. I thought I would only be able to see that on a news broadcast somewhere in another part of the country. There it was live right before me. That was amazing. Thank you, Nancy.
And thank you, Kai, because
And
there was
Kai,
another
did you do
partnership
that too?
with the
A
Lyric
partnership?
Theater.
Ah.
They were performing at the theater Friday
Okay.
and Saturday night
Okay.
and created that beautiful, wonderful, vanishing
sands.
piece of art
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, so that's incredible to me. And then, so these individual artists who come and perform, and the collaboration is wonderful because you don't get that in big cities, I think. So I think what we have here is special, and Nestor alluded to that. And the quality and the access to the arts, hands-on. You've got Nestor being available to our youth, which is amazing. So are we going to be able to hear and see something of the students and you? Because I think there was a performance before and then a year prior, right? Do you want to have anything like that?
Well, I have more than
we have
that.
some music.
I have more than that.
What do you have?
I have a phenomenal show. We have a phenomenal show for you all this Friday. You may already be familiar with the fact that it's called Havana and Buenos Aires.
Oh, good.
You
Yes,
see,
that's right.
as I mentioned earlier, I have had the opportunity to be here in Stuart a number of times at the Lyric Theater, and for a while I have been concerned that, I do have a very extensive repertoire, but what can I do that will be different, that will be fresh when I come back here? And so we had an interesting, extensive dialogue with Kai and the folks at the Lyric, together with the Arts Council. And so that's when I decided, let's do Havana and Buenos Aires. I've been last year in Boca Raton, I presented my first Nestor Torres Presents series, in which we were focusing on different Hispanic and different kinds of Latin music, because it was for the Hispanic Heritage Month, and hence my idea came about. So we have, as it was mentioned, all of them are going to be with me. We have a 6-person string orchestra plus 2 string players that I'm bringing tomorrow, which I actually have told them that, in addition to performing with me, they will be working with the string players directly. And so I have my full band with me. I have a singer. I'm going to be singing a couple of songs. And it's going to be wonderful, because in addition to the strings, we have 13 musicians, students from Jensen Beach and from...
Tell us, Tom. Tom, step up.
Sure. Jensen Beach High School,
Yes.
South Fork High School,
Yes.
and Martin County High School. The
Okay,
3
the
counties,
three.
3 high schools in this county.
Right. And how many out of that are going to be performing?
All of them, all 15 or 13.
There's 15. Okay. Sometimes I don't hear things on the radio. I have to ask you twice. Sorry. So
But
that's pretty good.
they will definitely be performing. So our biggest challenge is to make sure that we can create the right space on stage, because there's going to be a lot of people on stage Friday.
And this is Friday night, March 31st, 2 days from now, and the tickets are not very expensive. I looked, and they're not very many left either.
Except they're sold.
They're
We're
all
sold
It
out.
happens that they're sold out.
Sold out.
The box office, though, I'd like to add,
Here,
if
step
there
up, Kai.
might be an opportunity for those out there listening that haven't purchased their ticket,
Okay.
there might be an opportunity. Please call the box office. Just give them your name, how many tickets, a telephone number. We do have a wait list. Things do happen. We do have ticket availability. Please, please, please don't let sold out discourage you.
Okay, good.
Call the box office. Put your name on the list.
Good.
Just be available when we call you to come on down to the show on Friday night.
Right, and let's give them that box office phone number. I think it's 772-220-1942.
No, that's actually the administrative
Whoops.
office.
Okay,
but
let's skip that.
if you called
288.
it,
Wait, here it is, 286.
286-7827.
There he is. There he is. 772-286-7827.
And as Nancy just pointed out, if you've been around in Martin County for a while, in our years past, it was 286-STAR. 7827, when you dial an old phone and it's not programmed into your cell phone, it would be STAR. So 286-7827, please call the box office. They will happily take your name and telephone number.
Okay, good. And
Back when I was on the board.
Yes. Well, that's great. And
That was Nancy chiming in.
Nancy,
That's right.
thank you. Yeah,
Sorry.
and step up so you'll be on camera. You're a little bit out of the edge of the Facebook. So keep liking this. Keep liking this. This is a big weekend. I'm going to be talking about some other events. Oh, wait, where are you going? Come on, there's room for all. There's room for all. Nestor, you were born in Puerto Rico.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
Born and raised, actually.
Born and raised, and you moved to the United States with your family.
With my family, that is
when you were about
correct.
10 years old? Or
I was already an adolescent.
adolescent, right.
Yes, yes.
And you moved to New York, and that's...
We moved to New York, And this is, I don't know how much of my story with that you want to know, because it gets a little personal, because it pertains to my father and you all.
Okay, that's okay.
Can
Personal
I get
works.
personal?
Yes, here. Belly up to the mic. The listeners want to know.
Well, I only found out about this many, many years later, that allegedly one of the main reasons my family moved to New York from Puerto Rico was because the music teachers I had at that time said to them, look, he needs to study abroad. And so I don't know that was but that was allegedly one of the main reasons. So the way that it worked out, and there were many Puerto Ricans in New York. Now it's mostly Dominicans, but and the Puerto Rican community in New York has pretty much integrated itself in the city. But we were not your typical Puerto Rican immigrants. We were very well established in Puerto Rico, and we had a business and everything was thriving. But in searching new horizons, whatnot, my father moved 1 year ahead because he wanted to open the way for the family. And so he's been a musician. He was one of the pioneers in television in Puerto Rico as a cameraman and as a soundman.
Okay.
So that's that was his forte together right along with music as a musician. So when he came to the United States, he was determined to find a job. And the strategy, he went to PBS, ABC, CBS, NBC, knocking on doors and really struggling. And the first job he got of any promise was that as a, what do you call it, temporary?
Oh, the vacation relief?
A VC, a vacation relief
I remember.
employee. So that's how my father started at NBC, as a vacation relief.
Wow.
And quite a few times he would be laid off and then brought in.
Yeah, the temp.
And he worked so hard. And he told me that his strategy was that in order for him to gain permanency at NBC was that he would be willing, and he actually did, he would take the jobs that nobody else wanted. He would do that.
Yeah.
That's what he would do. And so he had this great, strong work ethic that he would do whatever it took. And after a long period and many hardships and many suspenseful moments, he finally got, the permanency at NBC. And so, to me, it's personal. NBC is a very personal relationship. We feel part of the family. Then, going to the Today Show.
Yes, that's where we knew him.
Because,
the Today Show.
Exactly. And my being invited to attend, and your husband just tell me about a whole other background story about that. Is very meaningful. And we ended up going there. We returned to the Today Show 2 more times after that. So, but yes, I in New York, I thanks in part to NBC, we were supported by NBC for a few years.
Because nobody knew Nestor had this son. Nestor Sr. had this talented son. Nestor was the quietest, most gentle, kindest man. I'll never forget it. He just was unassuming. You didn't know all of this about him. You know what I mean? He just let it be. And so I think that everybody was excited at the Today Show staff when it was discovered that he had this incredibly talented son, and they had you on the show.
Yes.
And that was in the 80s, early?
Yeah, mid-late 80s.
Mid-late 80s,
yes,
80,
yes.
89, something like that.
Oh man, I'm going to go ahead and put that. I have that segment.
Oh,
I have it.
you have to put that on your website.
I
or your
must,
Facebook or
and I
somewhere.
will put it up.
Got to,
So
'cause that's a stellar moment.
yes, go to the Nestor Torres fan page and let them come also
Okay.
here and remind me of that, and I'll be happy to include it. But and it gets even more interesting because in the world of Latin music, there is this fellow by the name of Luis Enrique.
Okay.
He's very big, and in the 90s, he was a huge salsa star. He's on the Today Show with me when he was just Luis Mejia as my percussionist. So it's
The intertwining,
absolutely,
like you said, the 6 degrees of separation, and
yes.
that's and I've just always kind of gently followed your career, and then to meet you in person was just whoops, and I came to Stuart to do that.
Yes.
I never knew you in New York until you did.
Speaking of which, you have asked me about New York, and as I said, I went there too. I was 6 years there with my family. After the cold weather, and it was very intense, and I had a work opportunity with the band in Miami,
Right.
and so I relocated. But what brought you to Stuart?
My husband, because we have triplet grandchildren.
I see.
And they are very smart. They're going to be on the show in a week or two. Sometime. They have created a robot.
Wow.
And their robotics team of their school has won the competition, the placement, and
Awesome
and
people.
guess
Yes.
what? They're going to the bigger conference to
Yes.
compete against everybody, and guess where they're going? Houston, Texas. Where am I from? Houston, Texas. So this is just full
Full
circle.
circle.
Yeah, so it's all these full circles tonight. It's awesome. So I'm excited to have them on. And we're going to head for a break on the radio. We'll still be here on Facebook Live, so keep hitting the likes. Oh, that's nice. Sweet sounds of Nestor Torres. We'll talk more about his upcoming performance on Friday night and more of what he's doing with the high school students here in Martin County. Stay tuned. Oh, nice. Out there on Facebook, you can't hear, but we were hearing beautiful music from Nestor's. That beautiful back. Now you have like 15,000 or something, friends.
Yes.
I couldn't get on. I can't be. I'll be your friend in life.
Oh, well, you can actually go to the fan page.
I'll go to the fan page.
Yes,
Okay.
that's you can have, but yes.
You're
it's
full
really
up.
Yes,
Yes.
but that's where I keep in touch with most of you, and I know it's been an interesting challenge, and I have to really address all of you to make sure that you make that transition. But
Yeah.
thank you for that. So, Tom,
Sir.
maybe we should work on Tom.
Yes,
to come
I
back
want
from
to
the
talk
break?
to Tom when we
Sure.
come back, definitely. And you can start talking now. Christina Stamper. This is Hello Martin County. Christina has a benefit coming up. She was on the show last week, and she started her own foundation called Madison's Miracles. And they have a big event coming up. So I'm going to be running through the litany of things happening this weekend and soon after. April 4th, she's having a celebrity chef night at Fujiyama Steakhouse to raise money for her foundation, which she had, her daughter Madison was born still. So she started this organization 10 years after the fact to help mothers and families get through that time. It's incredible what people do. To heal themselves, they heal the community.
Most
So-
certainly. For the community is made up out of all of us individuals.
Of people, that's right.
Yes,
We are the
yes.
fabric. So Tom, how long have you been at the Jensen Beach High School?
Been at Jensen Beach High School for 10 years now.
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 years.
And as the musical director the whole time?
I'm the director of bands. Yes,
Director
that's
of
correct.
bands,
So I do the
okay.
bands, and we have a choir program and a choir director as well.
Oh wow! So because I know
20
Jensen
seconds.
Beach, 20 seconds back on the radio. We're on Facebook right now. Jubilata.
Jubilate.
Jubilate. Okay,
Jubilate.
that's right. I got to say it like a Latino. Jubilate.
Oh, yeah, there was a jubilate.
Oh yeah,
So that's more Cuban.
That's right. It is very renowned around
Yeah,
these parts.
Jubilate and director Jimmy Paul. He's
Yeah.
a Martin County product, graduate of Martin County High, and fantastic program.
It really, really is. And we're coming back on the radio, so stay tuned. And we're going to talk more to Tom.
Now back to the Martin County Difference here on WSTU Digital 1450. Back to your host, Dancing Real.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for rejoining us from the radio and staying live on Facebook. We've got a great show tonight. I've got Nestor Torres in the studio and some other wonderful people who are working with him. The Arts Council of Martin County. Nancy Turrell's here. Hi, Nancy. And Tom Docherty is the musical director at Jensen Beach High School. Hello.
Hello.
And Kai Fontaine, she's yes, executive director at the Lyric Theater. And our person over here,
Our student intern,
student intern. That's right.
Yes.
And say your name.
Andrew Burke. Good
Andrew
evening.
Burke. Okay, I'm going to write that down in the break. Okay, because as a surprise guest, but don't worry about me, I'm good. So we're going to talk to Tom a little bit more about what his whole program has been. He's been at Jensen Beach High School, what you said, 10 years?
10 years.
Wow, in charge of the band the whole time. What's your specialty? Do you have strings? You like everything? You're standing there with this thing, right?
Yeah, the baton. Yeah,
The
that's me.
baton.
That's me.
The
Uh-huh.
thingy. The musical thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it a baton, but yeah, we call
Okay.
it the stick too. That works.
Okay, let's do it.
Our band program is made up of wind and percussion students. So we have woodwind instruments, brass instruments. We do have a few string basses in our symphonic groups. Unfortunately, we don't have a string program with violins, violas, and cellos. So our band program is just made up of winds and percussion.
Sounds good. And are those some of the students that are going to be?
Yeah, I believe
With
we have
Nestor?
7 of our students are part of the program right now with Nestor, and woodwind, brass, they play it all.
I have a question for Tom.
Go ahead.
Tom, I know that every time I come to work with your students, it can be a bit disruptive to your schedule and the program. How challenging is that? Because, you know, the school system has certain parameters and guidelines that must be adhered to. And so when we come in, you know, any number of considerations and adjustments need to be made. How do you grapple? How do you tackle that? You know, pluses, minuses. How it is it from behind the scenes? Tell us about that.
Well, you know, when you've got a program that's so valuable and important for the kids, and these experiences that we have for the kids, we just make it work. You know, their schedules are so demanding, whether it's academic, work, family, life, school, band. But the kids that we have that are part of this program and that have worked with you before, they make it work. You know, this is important to them. These are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for them, experiences that they're going to remember for a long time, and they make the best of it, and we put it into the schedule.
I would like to personally thank Tom. Time and time again, he's recognizing his students who do work so hard for this opportunity to work alongside Nestor. But more importantly, Tom, and what he accommodates time and year again for this program to really have flourish and develop to this level where Nestor is able to really work one-on-one with top selected students from all of the high schools, and you taking the lead of collaborating with all of the other educators of all of the schools, opening your room to us, and all of the abuse that it's taking of your personal time, of the room, of the space. Truly, on behalf of, I think, everybody sitting here in this room, you truly deserve much thanks and appreciation. I know your time is valuable. My husband's an educator, and I know just how daunting your normal schedule is. And your master class yesterday went from 1 o'clock until 7:30. Is that correct?
Well,
I think we
1:30 to
finished a little after 7 something. Yeah.
But then there was quite a lot of collaboration that happened
Sure.
after that. So you really, truly.
That's right. I kept you guys in the school, in the classroom, until past 7:30. Sorry. With so many
It's
details.
okay.
Because this is a very ambitious project. It's different than what we have done before. And so, yeah, I in Spanish there's a saying about those who que les gusta complicarse la vida por gusto. It's like those who they make a point of making their lives more complicated than what it needs to be. I do that because the program I want to present to the audience is here, and what I want to expose the kids to is vast. It's a lot of music, and it's very demanding music. And in this case, we cover the range from symphonic to Argentinian, pure Argentinian tango, and then other aspects of Argentinian music, and then Cuban music and salsa, which is a whole other different style.
Yes, and you're a very big crossover artist. You do a lot of different jazz styles.
We're very fortunate to be able to speak a few different, musical languages, but we come in and there's an expectation that these kids are just going to absorb it and get it, and somehow they do. And I hope that I would like to think that these are the kinds of experiences that will stay with them.
It would with me. I know that. I mean, even as a young adult, and I was in New York City as an actress, and I would take a master class with different already established actors, and I did get to sit in on a master class with Lee Strasberg, and it sits with you for the rest of your life. So I can only imagine, and that's just an incredible thing you're doing. It's a gift to the world, and thank you for that. I just want to give a shout out to the kids who are in part of this, and you sent me a list. So the strings, these are the master class participants: Gunter Trio and Savage Trio, right? Okay. And then from Martin County High School, we have Nate Gerber, Libby Mullen, Logan Jones, Charlotte Stroll, and Logan Davis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the instrument breakdown, I thought this was interesting. You have tenor sax, 1, 2 trumpets, 1 trombone, and 1 flute and piccolo. That's neat. I like that.
That's the contingent from...
That's the Martin County High
Martin
School.
County High School.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then from Jensen Beach High School, we have Jonathan Cooper and Julia. Oh, that's a good name. Julia. I like her. And Erica Lucio, Sarah Davidson, Abby Bracken, and Sophie Bracken, and David Henderson. And their instrument breakdown is trumpet 1, 1 flute and piano, 2 clarinets, 1 bassoon and a baritone sax, and 1 oboe, and one trombone. And what is euphonium?
Euphonium is a bass clef instrument, and I guess the easiest way to describe it is it's a baby tuba.
Oh.
It's a tenor-voiced instrument in a brass choir, and beautiful sounding instrument.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Very nice. And then from South Fork High School, we have students and their instrument breakdowns. We've got Brendan Bosshart with the vibraphone. I want to know about that. What is that?
Vibraphone is a percussion keyboard instrument with metal bars, and it's usually got dampened pedals, and it's hugely popular in jazz music.
Okay, all right. And Benji Diaz, tenor sax, Morgan O'Neill, clarinet, and Michael Lowe's, trumpet, and Sarah Paprotna, flute, piano. And that's incredible. So they know how to play these instruments. You're not teaching them, you're instructing them on how to be better and play together as a group.
Yeah, and one of the unique things with these masterclass sessions, and whenever we have these opportunities for these kids to cross over with the schools, is that this is an ensemble that met for the first time on Tuesday night. When they got
Really?
there, these kids did not get together ahead of time. There was no rehearsal ahead of time. It was just individual attention to the music. So the first time the group got to play was really when Nestor walked in, and for them to be able to listen, adjust, and play together. It's really a complicated, complex skill, and our kids are very capable of doing that. So I'm very proud that they're able to do that.
I have an idea for a show, Nestor.
Yes.
Like The Voice, you do the band.
Like the band?
Yeah.
Oh.
You do what you're doing with the 3 high schools,
Oh.
and you get judges, and you do this thing, and you're their master teacher.
Next fall.
Next
We'll
fall.
we'll work on it.
Don't worry.
I'm always thinking.
Coming to a station near you.
Well, Tom knows better because he knows that I could be. Oh, let's make that happen now.
Yeah, I'll get to work
Hey,
on it.
dream
yeah.
big, You never know.
Sure,
You never know. Anybody
sure.
out there listening?
Could be a great fundraiser too, huh? Think
Yes,
of
like Dancing
sponsorship
with the
dollars,
Stars.
yeah.
Think of those. Hey, the Lyric Theater. There we go. Martin Arts. I tagged some of my friends at NBC. So Erica Levin, she's the associate director there, and her husband Dave Levin is still doing audio.
Wow.
He probably knew your dad too. And so if you're watching out there, NBC, think about this for programming. This could be very interesting because the music is so soothing. And then, like you said, those students who know how to play an instrument, I think, are more well-adjusted. They have a sense of the world. I know that my mother tried to teach me piano, but, music is soothing, and it also transcends countries and different cultures. And, when you know a good song, it just sets you going. And so that's really, music is the key to
Well,
healing the world, I
and
think.
interesting that you mentioned that because since we're talking about possible TV shows, there's nothing like good, TV real estate to spread the message.
Yes.
But talk about a POV. What I do educationally, and this is something that Karen was commenting on, is that I am not your average teacher. I mean, Tom, this gentleman, they have studied, they have trained, and it's an incredibly challenging work. And there's so many moving parts and so many dynamics. The life of each of these young kids, what they have to deal with, the administrative duties and responsibilities and limitations imposed on them, so many different things. Oh, and then you have to teach and know the materials, and know the instruments, and know the music.
Yeah.
In my case, I show up and just do what I do, and I found myself asking Karen about this. Karen, because I mentioned it earlier, it's a bit of self-reflection, to be straight with myself as to, am I really doing something right here? She said, well, she said, well, yes, I guess you're not as structured as some of the educators. But then she said, but you bring something very unique, and in fact pertains to the messages that I talked about, music being life and life being music. The approach of, for a show like that, the POV would be that through the process of rehearsing the band and choosing the best students, it's not just about how good a voice, but rather what's going on with your life.
Yeah.
What is your attitude? Because you will find, and Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, I have found that the way that kids approach their instrument has a lot to do with who they are and what the changes they're going through.
Yeah.
So when they're playing timidly or trying, I put them on the spot. What's going on? Well, I don't want to make a mistake, and I immediately jump. I said, do not be afraid to make a mistake. And so I found myself telling, for example, because I decided to really get strong. You were there.
Yes, I was.
and I said to them, you know why Martin County and the Arts Council of Martin County and the Lyric Theater are investing resources and time and effort for me to come here? Because of you. But you know why? The real reason? What is it what makes me more qualified than anyone else to be here? It's because I have made many more mistakes than anyone. Because I have messed up so many times. That's why I'm qualified to be here. So you cannot, because you're going to mess it up. You're going to make so many mistakes.
Wow.
But you must not be afraid.
Right.
You have to really make the mistakes with great gusto, do your best, and then you learn from it. But these kinds of approaches, like each note matters, is because you think that your life doesn't matter. You have to play each note as if it mattered, because it does.
Yes.
And these kinds of things. So for those of you who are listening and watching, the POV of the Nestor Torres educational experience in Martin County, it's about just much more than the music. It's about
It really is.
life being music. So you started this. You made me pitch this thing. Anyway, back to you.
I think it's great. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break and come back in a few minutes, or a couple of minutes. Don't go away for too long. I want to thank Brian Host is out there. He says Tom is wonderful people and Andrew is wonderful people too.
Hi, Brian.
And Mari Quavato, you're liking the show tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and everybody out there, stay tuned in. We're going to come back and have more to talk with Nestor Torres and the Lyric Theater, the Arts Council of Martin County, the Jensen Beach High School, all these wonderful people in the studio joining us tonight. So stay tuned.
I think that the ladies, you should exchange your seat and you should sit here.
No, because we're here. No, we're here for you.
We're here to support you guys.
We're here. We're here to support you.
Turn this
But
too.
since
Turn
we're
the
on,
mic. Just turn the mic.
but since we're on Facebook Live,
Yes, we're on
and we're
Facebook
still
Live
talking
now.
here. One of the things that I wanted to point out, speaking to what Nestor was just speaking with regards to, is exactly why Nancy and I wanted to have this collaboration of a project. Nancy, please take the lead on this, if you'd like. But if
Go ahead, you're rolling.
So, what is so incredibly awesome, having been studied music myself and having an opportunity to work with a master, is it's not just about the perfection of the note or the music, but it's about the interpretation. It's about the feeling.
And understanding.
It's about the understanding, but more importantly, it's what the master has learned through life.
Yes.
And how he can share or she can share that experience
Right.
through music, which is a common language that they can speak with the student. It's so vitally important for these young people, even us adults that take time to study a master class, to be able to hear from a master a different perspective. And so many times a different perspective is because of making mistakes or because of lessons.
Some life experience.
Because of some life experience. And truly, it's been such an incredible experience for everybody involved, even for us grown-ups in the room and in the space watching this and just thinking, wow, I too am afraid to make a mistake. I too am hesitant to say something or speak or do something. And here we are having this Grammy Award-winning Latin flautist, and let me state that Nestor is beyond just a flautist. Nestor is in the Latin world of music. He is one of the rare fine forms that doesn't exist within Latin music anymore. There's so few true talented flautists, and really of the hearts and roots of Latin music as I know them. The flute was always the centerpiece. The flute was the voice that kind of pulled together everything. Am I not right in stating this?
Well, yes, to an extent, in certain aspects, yes.
Good.
Are you going to give yourself credit on that one?
Yes, I
Say yes.
yes, thank
okay.
you very much.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you very much.
And I loved everything you said, so I was hitting the love on the Facebook broadcast the whole time. So you get a lot of perks for that.
Well,
And
and
that's so good.
As speaking for the Lyric Theater on behalf of our board, our staff, our donors, our patrons, our supporters, we are so grateful to this partnership and relationship that we have really dove into the pool deep this year with the Arts Council of Martin County, and really it's been such an honor and a pleasure to work with Nancy.
And there's so much more to come. So there
Absolutely.
you go.
Please share with us.
This is
And
on
get
the
on
radio,
the
but
camera,
talk
come,
there.
lady,
You have to
come,
come.
20
lady,
seconds.
come.
20 seconds back, so
30
talk for
seconds.
20 seconds right over here to this camera,
Okay.
right there. To this
No, she
side.
must. No, she's the one, so she can't. be
These
in
wheels
camera.
don't like to.
I know.
You know, this is our dream starting back in 1980 was to collaborate, to work with everyone in the community. And, you know, I think we're going to achieve our founding dream that started in 1980 by 2020. We're going to have this space where we're all working together under a roof. We're grabbing coffee together right there, having ideas. I mean, sometimes I think the physical divide of Kai's over at the Lyric, we're over at the Arts Council, we let that get in the way of these kinds of collaborations, and we've worked through that, and it's awesome.
That's awesome. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there on the radio, on the internet, and to all my Facebook viewers, thank you so much for joining us. I have Nestor Torres in the studio, Tom Docherty, he's our band director at Jensen Beach High School, Kai Fontaine, executive director at the Lyric Theater, and Nancy Turrell, executive director at the Arts Council of Martin County, and Andrew Burke, a student teacher at Jensen Beach, right? Yeah, it's Jensen Beach High School. And we were having a great time. And Kai, you'll have to watch on Facebook because Kai just did it and said it all. And she did a great job of that, about the collaboration, what it means to have Nestor here to help the young people in Martin County, the transcendent quality of music. It's the language that goes across the globe. And in fact, Nestor is still making waves around the world with his music. He has performed with artists including Ricky Martin, Tito Puente, Gloria Estefan, and you've got over 14 solo recordings. You won a Grammy on which day?
September 11th, 2001.
Yes, a fortuitous day. But I remember you saying at ArtsFest, you took that and turned it around, and you knew it meant something for the music. It was not for you so much, it was for the world. And I just love that. And in 2000, you've got some other incredible things. In 2010, I think you were with the Dalai Lama. Is that
Yes.
right? Yes.
On two occasions, on 2004, Florida International University commissioned me to compose a piece and perform the piece at a lecture that the Dalai Lama gave.
Wow.
And that piece, which is titled the Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law, is based on the writings of Nietzsche. The writings of the sutras, particular passages of the Lotus Sutra, which is a Buddha's highest teaching. Because it happens that I am also a Buddhist.
Right.
I am not a Tibetan Buddhist. I practice Nichiren Buddhism, the one with the phrase of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. But it was very meaningful to have the opportunity to be there, for His Holiness. And then again, in 2010, he returned to South Florida. At this time, it was an interfaith lecture that was presented, and I was once again invited and asked to perform for him and for all those gathered together. Yes.
Wow. And then in 2012, you did work with the Education Foundation of Martin County. This is where it all began, I think, in 2012. Around then, to work with the master classes?
Before then, he had been brewing, and he had taken different incarnations, but he was around that time in 2012, right?
I believe actually it was 2010, the first time we brought Nestor.
2009.
2009, you're right, correct.
2009. In 93, he was at ArtsFest, so that was a very soft introduction. I wasn't here yet.
Well, and that was what was so spectacular about this whole partnership this year was Nancy wanting to bring Nestor back to ArtsFest for its 30th anniversary.
Yeah, absolutely, our pleasure.
Cool. Yeah,
Yes.
a big event and a big thing for Martin County, and especially to have a returning artist of your renown. And you're in Miami now. Correct?
Yes, I've spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, but we're still living there. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that's good. So you're not too far, and just down 95 a little bit. You could come back anytime. And we just have a few minutes left on the air. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to really thank my guests in the studio tonight, Nestor Torres.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. I'm so excited that this opportunity came for me to be able to invite you. And Tom Docherty, our band director at Jensen Beach High School, who is our host tonight, talking to us all about the high school students, and what you're doing is wonderful with the students of Martin County. And Fontaine, executive director of the Lyric Theater, there she is. And what you're doing with Nancy Turrell, the executive director of the Arts Council of Martin County, making it a better world for all of us. Thank you for making a difference. And I just want to say we have so many things going on this weekend. Real quickly, I'm going to run a list. First of all, don't miss Friday night with Nestor Torres of the Lyric. Don't forget, you can call and leave your name and see if you can get a ticket. But I've got some friends who've been on the show with me, and one thing is I'm a realtor at Coldwell Banker, and tomorrow is a wonderful free event for everybody in Martin County. It's free at Indian Riverside Park. It's the extravaganza to learn all about Martin County and anything and everything to do with buying a home here, living here, whether you buy a home or not. There will be vendors there. There will be prizes. Martin County Rocks is going to be there. You're going to find rocks with prizes on them. Home services, all kinds of things. What makes us special? Go to the Indian Riverside Park. That is right on the Indian River. You can't miss it. From 11 to 4 tomorrow. That is really going to be fun on March 30th. And then Friday, March 31st, the Hibiscus Children's Golf Classic is their 22nd one. Go to their website to find more about it. Nestor, after you play golf that afternoon, come see Nestor. Come hear Nestor at the Lyric. Then Saturday is full, April 1st. Oh my gosh, April Fool's Day. Don't let it fool you. It's a busy day. Touch a Truck is at Martin County Fairgrounds. Contact my friend Lisa Holland of Team Holland for more info at lisa@teamholland.info. Go on the Facebook. It's an interactive event for children. All their favorite vehicles, trucks, fire trucks, tow trucks, everything. Oh gosh, 2 minutes. Okay, to name just a few. Climb on them, learn about them. Operators will be on hand to answer the questions. Then the Art is Everywhere tour. This is fantastic. You would love this, but you're busy. So Art is Everywhere. The Women's Club of Stuart. It is from 1 to 4. You're going to go to 5 beautiful homes with beautiful artwork. Either the artist lives there or somebody has gone around the world collecting art. It's only $30, but $35 at the door. You pick up your tickets and program at the Women's Club Clubhouse on Ocean. And Saturday night from 7 to 11, Junior League of Martin County is celebrating 25 years of community service in Martin County at the Steve and Susie Carr residence at 2055 Southeast St. Lucie Boulevard. Tickets are $100. Go to jlmcflorida.org. And on Facebook. And then Madison's Miracles. Don't forget, Christina Stamper is having her Madison's Miracles Celebrity Chef Night, April 4th, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m., $50. Fujiyama Steakhouse, a lot of fun people cooking for you to raise money for Madison's Miracles. She was here last week. Tickets are almost gone, so if you want one, send an email to her at info@madisonsmiracles.com. Are we gone? Are we done?
1 minute.
1 minute. Oh, woo, woo. And my listings, real quickly. Okay, so you're going to go to Julia at juliasansevier.com. That's my website, just juliasansevier.com. And find out about my beautiful listings in Mariner Sands. I have a listing for next year if you want to come here for a few months on the water. Only $3,000 a month, a beautiful townhouse. I've got Dyer Point Road, a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home. Dolphin Drive, a sweet little home in downtown Stuart you can drive to. This is funny. Drive to Stuart. I've got Bay Hollow Court and Oak Ridge and Ocean Access Community for under $400,000. Great deals. Go to juliasansevier.com. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Let's go see Nestor this weekend. Thank you, everybody. Next week. Okay. Whew. All right. So, did you get that? And we're still on Facebook. So,
You could be doing car commercials.
I know, right? But that'll be on my Facebook thing and website later. Oh, you heard it on the radio, Frank? Thanks. And so, real quickly on Facebook, thanks everybody. And next week we're having a wonderful show. It's a little bit of a surprise because I've got some familiesrecover.org. They help people who are in need for any sufferer anything that they've suffered a loss for. But I want to thank the people on Facebook who posted and everything. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being a loyal watcher. Be loyal to Nestor. Buy his music. Go to the Lyric. It's going to be a great weekend. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nancy. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you so
much. Yay, Nestor.
Thank you very much.
My newest buddy in Miami.
Thank you.
All right, so Julia out. All right, so I'm going to go around the other side to turn off the thing. And so, and my sister, it's my sister's birthday, Mary. Hi, Mary. Happy birthday in Houston and Huntsville, Texas. I knew there was something special I wanted to say. Okay. Done. Finish. Oops.